Hello, F5 community. In November of 2021, F5 began to release quarterly security notifications instead of ad hoc CVEs in an effort to simplify our customers' mitigation steps and to minimize response time and outages in the environments that they protect. Today is August 2nd, 2023, and I'm joined by Aaron Brailsford from the F5 Security Incident Response Team to deliver this quarterly security notification. Aaron, what's the news this morning?
Thanks, Aubrey. So, like you say, today is August 2nd, and the news this morning is our latest QSN. Today, we disclosed 7 issues. The good news is there are no critical severity vulnerabilities in the 7 issues that we disclosed. On the flip side of that, 5 of those were reported to F5 by external researchers. That might drive some press interest, but doesn't really move the needle in terms of how serious the vulnerabilities are. This time, the impacts are to Big IP, Big IQ, F5OS-A, and APM clients. There's no impact to any of F5's distributed cloud services or Silverline, Big IP Next, F5OS-C, Aspen Mesh, or the Nginx products. And just as a reminder, our next QSN is going to be on October the 18th. Just to break those issues down a little bit, we have 3 high severity issues this time and 4 mediums. 4 of those impact Big IP, 1 impacts Big IQ, 1 impacts F5OS, and we have 2 edge client issues. The good news is that basically all of these vulnerabilities are control plane in the case of F5OS, Big IP, and Big IQ. And the edge client issues both require an attacker to already have access to the local machine that the edge client is being installed on as a regular user. As always, we recommend that you are running the latest releases at this point in time. So 17.102, 16.135, 15.191, 14.155, Edge Client 7.243, or F5OS-A 1.5. All of these releases should have been out for at least a few days now. Most of them have been out for a couple of weeks or more. So if you've already moved to those or are planning to move to those, you're in a good place. Just as one side note at this point, it's good to remind everybody perhaps that version 13 is end of technical support as of December 31st, 2023 is end of software development already. 17.0 went end of software development on June 31st this year. So likewise, no new vulnerability fixes for 17.0. If you're on 17.0, you really need to be on 17.1 at this point in time. And 14.1 goes end of software development and end of technical support December 31st this year. So if you're on 14.1, bear in mind that the clock is ticking. There is a limited amount of time for 14.1 to still receive support, and you should probably be looking to move to 15, 16, or 17.1 at this point. And that's really everything I had this time. I think it should be a pretty quiet QSN. Like I say, all of the vulnerabilities are either control plane in the case of Big IP, so there's no data plane impact whatsoever, or in the case of the edge client, the attacker needs to have local access to the target client device that the edge client is installed on already in order to exploit either of the 2 vulnerabilities in that. If you've taken all of the usual precautions for isolating management interfaces and ensuring that only privileged users have access to the control plane, you're in an extremely good place already, I think.
Well, that sounds like great news, Aaron. As always, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Vulnerability disclosure and remediation are a key part of F5 security practices and a reflection of our efforts to stay vigilant and focused on constant improvement. October 18th is the date of our next quarterly security notification. Don't forget to subscribe to DevCentral on YouTube or all major podcast platforms to stay up to date. Thank you. I'm Aubrey with DevCentral, and have a great F5 day.